Alright, so here's the deal. The ECLL, the East Coast Lacrosse League, has 10 teams. Each team has a 14-game schedule, so we like to try to do home and away. But obviously if we were doing home and away, it would require 20 games. We don't have that many games in the schedule. So the way the league works it is that every year there are teams that have to be taken off of your road schedule. And this year, the league had decided that Carolina Roughnecks and the Smith River Slayers in Virginia were the two teams that were going to come off, in addition to, I think, the Maryland Crabs at first. I have to talk with the league. And that's usually our southern road trip. So we hit Greensboro for Carolina and then Stewart for Smith River, and they're about an hour and a half apart, in North Carolina and Southern Virginia, and we make that a road trip. Well, this year is our year not to go to Greensboro and Stewart. The problem was, because the last two championship series were between Smith River and Reading Bullies, they weren't comfortable this year with us not going to Smith River. They came to us and said, look, we know that Smith River's supposed to be not on your schedule this year. Mind if we put them on anyway? And I said, okay, well, something has to give. And they asked me, all right, well, what has to give? And Brooklyn came off the schedule because of that. We had, we're going to Minnesota, plus we're going to Washington. So there was a challenge finding out where we were going to try to put Stewart into this schedule. So what we ended up doing was we put them on the front end of a trip during July 4th weekend where we're playing at Washington, take on the Washington Hawks. That was an extreme sacrifice for us because we have to travel 6.5 hours down to Stewart on the actual day of July 4th, play them, and then haul back to Washington, which is another 5 hours to be in our hotel at the Ritz-Carlton on the night of July 4th. Usually when we travel, we have a day or two in front, a day or two behind of the game that we can work with. In this case, it's going to be one of those rare times where we're playing 2 games in 3 days, and both of them on the road, and quite frankly, fairly far apart. What this vlog is going to be showing you is the process of getting ready to go onto a road trip. Every year we have a road trip, usually 1 or 2 where we have multiple teams in the same trip. This is the second time in the 2019 season where we played 2 games and 4 less days. We did that earlier on in the season, and we were all very exhausted in the second game of that. So playing the second game in 3 days will be very exhausting, and with all the travel in between, it's going to be tough. So enjoy this video. We're looking to show you kind of the process that happens and what it looks like when the Reading Bullies travel in the East Coast Lacrosse League.
And we are about 2 hours in. I love road trips, I love long car rides, and I love spending time in the car. Sometimes it gets a little cramped though, considering all the stuff that's in the car. And I love spending time with the family and just talking and seeing things on the road. It's really fun. It's pretty much out of mind. I don't want to get myself psyched out or anything, so I don't really think about it. So do we.
Carolina barbecue. If you haven't heard about it, find out. By the way, one thing that's boggles my mind is you go down South 81, you keep hitting battlefield after battlefield. Not only it says to me that during the Civil War, the North and the South went right down 81 to get to the other. What an obvious strategy. Why would you take some back roads and figure out they wouldn't know where you're going? What a dumbass.
luggage? Fine, no, you need to have no. You just walk it off, yeah. Do all those luggage stuff. You're rude.
If it takes all night, that'll be alright. If I can get you to smile.
Today is the start of day 2. We're here in Martinsville, Virginia at Hampton Inn. We had a nice night's sleep, ready to go. We're ready to beat up on Spin Furler Slayers.
Before I leave, looking out at the road rushing under my wheels. I don't know how to tell you all just how crazy this life feels. Look around for the friends.
Hi, I'm Marvin, and I am the team captain for the Smith River Slayers. I'm glad that we get a rematch, and I hope that we can do a little bit better this year. Not too often concerned, everybody talks smack, and a lot of times they just get beat down for it. I think the field is really good. It's got a good grass to it, it's got a good feel, and being that it's a little bit of wet conditions today, I think that I'll actually be in a little bit of an advantage.
Marvin has bronchitis today. He's not going to run, okay? So he's probably not going to be as willing to come out. That's fine. That means they're going to poop around the net trying to play defense. It's important that we're going to spread the shots around today, but if I bring the ball out past the line, I want you two on either flank, okay? If I pass to one side or the other, in fact, he had to sit out beginning in the second half because he just was unable to continue, so it almost wasn't a fair fight. But nonetheless, we win 24-14, runs our record to 7-0. I was talking to my teammates, though. The one thing we all agree on is this field, this stadium, is by far the most oppressive with heat and humidity, even more so than Greensboro, where the Carolina Roughnecks play. We're all out of energy. It's so humid here. I've never seen anything like it. It just sucks the air out of you. So it's always a challenge to play here, and of course that gives the Slayers a home field advantage because they can usually handle the oppressive humidity and be able to breathe, and they have a home field advantage over everyone coming down. But in this case with bronchitis, they didn't have the home field advantage today. But now we're packing up and we're heading right to DC. Two more victories here at the Ritz-Carlton.
Divine.
Expansion team this year, and I love Washington. I think it's fun to be around. We saw some monuments already. We went out, went on a walk. We did a lot of fun stuff. Marine One flew over us, which is really cool. But I'm trying to get my head in the game and trying to focus on the game, and hopefully we can win this. I heard though that they are playing at the National Mall next year. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it might be just a rumor, but I heard that we're playing at the National Mall next year, and I hope so. That'd be really fun. That might be really exciting. I don't know if I'm tired yet. I feel like I'll be fine, but when I start playing, that I might get like really tired.
You gotta whip it up and hit me like a ton of lead.
The Reading Bullies beat the Washington Hawks 15-9 here in Pentagon City, which is in Washington. Washington Hawks haven't won a game yet, but this is their expansion season. I thought they played us pretty well. Ironically, this is the second time we're playing in shortened rest. Today we're playing second game in 3 days. The last time we played with less than a full week rest, we played, I think it was on a Sunday, and we had to get up again or play again on Thursday. And we were really tired the first time, and we didn't play as well. Well, it was interesting enough, we played the Washington Hawks in that game too. So, it is what it is. But this time, same thing, they were tired, we were tired. But a lot of times in the championship season, he wants it more. So we're really proud. Ronnie, again, had a big game today, like 8 goals. Fantastic for you, Ronnie, and just a spectacular game all in all. Washington has been a wonderful place. Can't wait to go to the Nationals game tonight and head back for home. It'll be nice to sleep in our own beds.
It's a good win for us here at Honda Park. I really like the atmosphere, Honda Park's in the background. Score was 15-9, close game, competitive game. I had a big game, and yeah, I'm really excited to play on the National Mall. We're going to see a Nationals game tonight, and then we're going home. It'd be nice to sleep in our own beds.
Time, lots of great memories. These road trips are not just about playing the game, but it's the experiences around the game and the camaraderie within the team that makes the road trip special, and quite frankly, it's what makes the Bullies special. I think a road trip like this absolutely builds chemistry for the team because you're doing everything together. You're 24/7 with your teammates, and on the field and off the field, and like I said, the camaraderie just continues to intensify while you're on and off the field.